What is going on, you sickos? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. I have had one of the longest days in my entire life. I'm not going to lie to you. Put together that video at lunch. I'm like, oh, it's going to be done early. Oh, my God. Well, it's that time of season, and, I've got my boss. I've got Chelsea. I've got so many people that want me to get all of these things done, right? So it has been not only a day of work, then going out doing leads. Then I went to my boss's house, was helping him with his garden so I can have a plot on it. And then I came home and it was like, I got to do all this, that, the other thing. And bro, I am losing my mind. But this summer, I'm ready for it. It's sicko season. We talked about it. The draft is over. I'm finally going to get some damn time to put out some different shows I wanted to about the defense, all that stuff. Really hoping I can finish this effing room this sicko season. So that'd be great. Get to hang my lights and hang everything else up that literally sit right here and hang back there. Like I've got so many damn things to get done and I just, my Lord, can't get them done. But I hope you're all having a great week and I hope you're getting done what you need to get done because we're here and it's Fan Friday. So that means it's your show. Whatever you have on your mind, any questions, any topics, whatever you got going on up there, let's effing rock and roll, baby. But I got home and right away just put together, finished up some of these graphics I had ready for tonight's show. And I'm here, man. Now, one of the graphics I was not able to make was LaRaven Clark placed on IR. So that's going to open up a roster spot. Just want to throw that out there. And I will make a cap update video for you sickos that just want to know about the cap. But as I said, Mekhi Becton not going to really cost anything. Might cost you $1 million against the cap. That is exactly what happened. So, yeah, we still sit at 28 million right now. We talked about how I'll show you the math here in a second. But if you missed it, there is a show out this week. Lots of information I've been putting out. All of the undrafted guys that we knew about, all of the tryouts we knew about. There are videos on all of those things. But I appreciate each and every one of you sickos taking the time here tonight, hitting that like button, subscribing, commenting, sharing this stuff, whatever you are doing to support the channel. I cannot thank you enough. But let's rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday, so I hope you're all having a great one. And if it hasn't been, let's make it one. And I want to hear your thoughts. We've got the draft class. We got cast rates. We got depth charts. I've got so much information here. I want to hear from you, ladies and gentlemen, and appreciate you tuning in, man. And let's effing go Birds. Appreciate you, Tiffany. Go Birds. My man, Joe. Let's go. But look, I'm pumped up, man. And we're going to take a look at those numbers and all kinds of stuff here. And yeah, we're going to break down all of this information. So I'm just going to drop all this info right on your head here. Then we'll start bringing down all your questions, whatever you guys got. But if you missed it, we talked about 17 guys that we knew about. Oh boy, is there more. Now, Talik Keaton was made up. So some Anthony DeBona, PFN, I don't know, but got to watch who I trust out there. And I thought you guys have been sharing his stuff this year. Maybe it was someone, that's my fault. So that was false. Talik Keaton not there. But also, we broke down all 9 of the draft picks. And, well, if you guys watch this show, you know we already talked about 7 of those guys. 7 of them were my top fits for the Eagles, and we drafted 7 of 9 of them. That is insane. So go check out those videos. But the undrafted signings, these guys right here, we actually only have 6 that we technically signed. It is not 7 because we've got this Lakin Vakalahi, who is part of the international player program. So he will not count against the roster. So with Clark going on IR and with an exemption spot, you actually have 2 open roster spots. Now, that's, leave your mind to what it may, oh, we're getting Justin Simmons or a linebacker or an edge or a running back, wide receiver, whatever you guys are talking about, tight end. It could be anything, but it could also just be signing some of these tryouts. And here are all of them. So clearly there were a bunch that were not listed. And you can see here, I've got the colleges for the rookies. If they are someone with NFL experience, you will see the team name of the team they last played for. Obviously, we talked about Harry Malinder there earlier in the week. He is part of that international player program. So we'll see if, he pushes out whoever or what happens. But you've got 20 of them So, I mean, holy hell, if any of these guys make the roster, I will break them down. We already broke down a lot of them, but you've got guys like Aneni there, Burgess, who last played for the Commanders. That's an intriguing one. Definitely going to see what he does. Malcolm Epps out of Pitt at tight end, see what he brings to the table. Jakeem Grant, all pro wide receiver, made all pro for his return capabilities. But we talked about him earlier today on my lunch break, and I think that, hey, why not? It's a tryout. Who cares? I mean, if he's good, you sign him. If he's not, then you don't. So no sweat off our backs. Griffin Hebert, who was waived, we talked about he would be trying out. So talked about a bunch of these guys. Did not talk about Sheridan Jones out of Clemson, Caleb Nelson out of Sacramento State, Dubum Okonkwo out of Pitt State. Then you got Shaq Quarterman, the linebacker who played a few years for the Jaguars. So bringing in some guys with some experience. We talked about Roberts and John Ross. We know Blake Stenstrom, the quarterback out of Princeton, was there. We talked about Stevens, Kanian Williams, and then we had Trevor Yaboa Cody from Rutgers there as well. So a bunch of new names that were added to the list. All 20 of these guys competed today, and they'll do it again tomorrow. And we'll find out if any of them get signed. If they do, I'll update everything, let you know what's going on. I didn't bring their numbers because they've got numbers for 2 days. If they make the team, they get their number, I'll let you know. But here are the updated jersey numbers. And some players did change and some things happened. So I put together now some of the guys that were here last year that if they had the same number, I didn't put them on any of those reserve future guys. But you could see all of the new signings. Here are their numbers. Now, Shaquan Davis is wearing 47. He was in the 80s, but I think it was 82 was Shaquan Davis. Obviously, that's going to Anais Smith. And then Jacob Harris rocking 46, and he had one of the 80s numbers, but I believe that one's someone else. But you can see Poe, Kennard, Becton got 76. Hennessy will be 77. They said he switched to 76, but now he's back to 77. So, okay. Paris Campbell got 80. Azoma, 87. Watkins, 89. Then you see the defense. Huff, 0. CJ, GJ, 8. Ricks changed to 23. Hall is 31. You could see the rest there. And we talked about most of these already, but just in case you missed any of them, those are the new numbers. And then the rookie numbers on the left, you'll see the draft class. On the right, those are the undrafted kids we just talked about. So in numerical order on the left, and then in alphabetical, I thought at one point, and then it got messed up. So they're just kind of scattered there to the right. So you can see the new numbers for all of these guys. And I know some people get really worked up about this stuff. So if that's you want to let me know how furious you are or whatever about numbers, you can do that. If you're excited, I love to see Trotter rocking the 54. I mean, obviously his dad, I grew up watching that. So that's what's up. The Smith, I can rock my 82. Chelsea can rock her Torrey Smith. I've got a LJ Smith. She's got a Torrey. Now we've got an Anais Smith. So, hey-oh, appreciate that. Then Quinyon Mitchell, if any of you got Brian Mitchell jerseys, rock that bad boy. But I don't know, man. Obviously, these guys can change their numbers once, a bunch of cuts happen. We're at 88. We've got a bunch of tryouts. But, again, when we get down to 53 or, 69 with the 16 players on the practice squad, numbers will be changed. Kendall Milton taking 36, you see there. I like that. People feel a certain way about 36 being given out. And look, man, you want to talk about Brian Westbrook. What about Wilbert Montgomery? So, I mean, if they're going to give the number out, it is what it is. But Gabe Hall getting 96. That's what's up. But again, any of these can change, but those are the new numbers, and those are all the players that are out there. Now, tomorrow I'm going to try to whip something together, take some clips and some pictures and things like that, and do a little recap of the rookie minicamp. I just got home and wanted to put this out. I got so much to do tonight, so I just wanted to make this and then be able to have the rest of my night and not be completely beat. But I'll put a bunch of that stuff together. They talked to Cooper DeJean, who today they had him all over the place. We talked about it. I see the media freaking out. Oh, it's not good that you're versatile, can play multiple positions. It's really good that you can do that. You actually want players that can do that. So that's why he was such a great pick. They'll be on board. I promise you, they'll be repeating my Super Bowl prediction. They're going to have to do exactly what I said. I promise you, dude. And that's because when you look at this roster, I've got the depth chart here. And again, LaRaven Clark will be showing you the defense already. LaRaven Clark will be on IR, so I can take him out there. But I added Vakahali. You could see the Donqua, Yedzi, Castles, all of the undrafted free agents are here. Kendall Milton. And then you can see the draft picks. They got the Kelly Green with the white outline. Anybody in green, free agent or traded for. But we already went over some of these other guys that were reserve future. So if you're wondering who they are, there are videos on everyone. But this offense, man, got me pretty excited. Talked about, adding those receivers with the free agents. I feel much more comfortable. Tight end, I would still look to add. You've got some offensive line depth now, but we'll see how they feel exactly about that. And then on the defense, man, you saw, I made this just for the purposes of what we were talking about the other day. And look, I'll make one with 11 too, but this says 13 just to show you what it looks like with the odd man front. So you see 3 interior D linemen, then you see the edge guys, then you see 2 linebackers, but you also see not only a nickel corner, but a defensive back position, just because I wanted you to understand that Cooper DeJean has a role here as that third safety, big nickel wants to play corner, whatever he wants to do, man. You've got a lot going on here. Now, as you can see with the edge and the linebacker, it's opened up where the depth is. So guys like Nolan Smith, Vaughn, Hunt, Smith, Johnson, and Lewis, they can play both edge and off ball. So we talk about the versatility of some of these guys, how much that helps them. And then you talk about the same thing with that defensive back safety spot. I wanted to do that just to show you some of these guys can play nickel corner. Some of them can play safety. So you do have versatility. You do have some numbers here. And obviously you've got a lot of corners now and very excited about this roster. But obviously some things could still be done to improve if you want. And then in the special teams area, I think, a lot of return men now. And that gets me pretty excited to see, what these guys can do. And we'll see if any of those minicamp tryouts make it, because there are some guys with return capability, but only added the guys that were actually signed to the team to this depth chart. But you can see, man, we've got a lot of depth here and feeling pretty good. But we do have some mailbag questions that kind of go over some of that stuff. So I'll save it. Won't, ruin their question here. But let me jump back over here and come back to Joe. The thing of the rookie numbers. Just talked about all of those. And I'm pumped up about it. And yeah, man, I don't get worked up. I know a lot of people just like to whine about everything, and that's just not me. But let's go, Birds. Appreciate you, Keith. Hope you're having a great week, my friend. It's Friday, baby, so let's rock and roll. Yeah, it's always great when these off-season activities start, and, we talk about the mini camps and OTAs, and I told you, look, people are going to say, oh, it's so long till football. I promise you, if you tune in here, it will fly, and you'll know more than any other fan out there in the world, any other media member, anybody. You will know it all. So if you truly love your Birds, you're in the right spot. And I know you sickos know what I'm talking about. But if you guys like somebody that can break down 7 of the 9 draft picks and why we should draft them and well, I'm your guy. If you like the cap, knowing what the team looks like, how the defense works that we've run for, this will be the 4th year, I'm your guy. So, I appreciate you, all of you, and don't worry. We're going to get through this together. The countdown's going to begin, and it'll be here before you know it. I'll do my best, I promise. Yo, Troy, appreciate you tuning in, my man. Hope you're doing well. And, you could retire every number, I guess, if you wanted. But to me, Wilbert Montgomery over Westbrook would be the reason you do that. So many young guys signed. Yeah, man. When I talked about building a dynasty here, it's because of that. It's because of not only the young guys you have, the contracts, and you see a lot of casual media members and fans talking about, dead money and, you're kicking the can. These people have literally no idea how any of that stuff works. So it just shows how stupid they are. And it's like, hey, man, like, that's great that you're miserable and you're afraid of the Eagles, but we don't care, because honestly, you don't have a strong or even a basic understanding of some of this stuff. So it really doesn't matter to me that people are dumb and, this guy can't do this and this. It's every offseason, guys. And it's like beating a dead horse, having to tell you guys, I just don't care. They're so dumb. And they just, each year we got to do this. Oh, he sucks. Jalen Hurts sucks. Everybody sucks. and then they're all their biggest fans. So yeah, let's just block out dumb people. Can you guys do that for me this offseason? Let's no more retweeting or sharing all of Dan Sileo or ESP and all those people that just make shit up and have no clue how anything works. That's the only thing I ask, because it's getting old, baby. It's getting old. I've been doing this for years now and taking them to the woodshed each and every year. So I don't care what they're saying. Let's talk about what's actually going on here. That's why we have these little powwows, these nice little fan Fridays where we all come together, give a little recap of the week, talk about what's been going down, what's changed, what hasn't, this, that, the other thing, and everything I've gone over. This week was filled with so much information. I mean, we talked about the top cap hits. Now I'm going to have to, like I said, I'll make a video tomorrow, add Mekhi Becton in. I believe he's 1.9 something. But just like I said, you'll be replacing the bottom cap hit, so he really doesn't even cost us $1 million, just like I said the other day on the show. So hey-oh, but we also talked about the post June 1st cuts. I know a lot of you guys want to talk about this guy, but I wanted to talk about that guy, and I wanted to talk about that guy and what it's like when a player retires with their contract. So go check that show out if you want that broke down into detail for you, post June 1st designations. But we also went through, we took the numbers that we had, and this number that I have right here, right now, is actually from me adding a bunch of stuff to it. You got to check the show out to see it. But right now, if you look, it's going to be about 28.1 mil. But I did all the work for the draft kit, cap hits, the extensions, all that stuff. So I'll keep you up to date with all of that stuff to the best of my ability. But oh my sweet Lord, there was a lot going on this week. And after the draft, I just felt like my brain was going to explode. Like, seriously, I put so much work into the pre-draft process, which was all worth it to be able to see. I've never gotten 7 out of 9 of our picks. Like, that's crazy. So it was worth it. Those sleepless nights, all those graphics, all the things that I just had to stay up to create. All of it was well worth it. And you guys kept tuning in. And it was only like 100 some views on each video. And I just thought to myself, there's going to be so many clueless fans out there that have no idea who Jalix Hunt is, Will Shipley, Anais Smith, Johnny Wilson. I mean, and we broke them down. I had them in my top guys. Like, literally, we went through every single prospect at every single position. And then I picked a few and told you why the Eagles should draft them. And then we did. That's pretty awesome. I can't believe it. It made me feel like this is why, dude. And you sickos keep tuning in. And it's like, you guys were tagging me and everything, talking, people I see here. No one knows who this guy is. It's like, yo, I am so sorry that you follow people that have no clue how the Eagle system works or how anything is run. Because if you just listen to someone who nails it on the head every year, I don't know what else to tell them. But cap is extended. Well, and not every year, man. But as we talked about, when you've got things going on like we have, and with what happened with COVID, like, these things are going to go up the next few years. And that's what I've been trying to tell them the last couple of years. But they just keep regurgitating lines. Oh, kick the can down, dead money. And it's like, well, what's that mean to you, dude? Explain it to me, since you know how the cap works. And they don't. I promise you, just say, hey, go to Jimmy. He'll tell you, because it's embarrassing. So 231 should have been retired. Yeah, actually, I could probably go about 10 players, but Montgomery, it pisses me off that, like, that was, my dad always loved it. So I grew up loving him. So if we're talking running backs, man, to me, I just feel like that's somebody. And, Shady, they haven't given out the number, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how people listen to that stuff, dude. But to each their own. Star Trek character, 7 out of 9. I don't understand that reference. I never watched Star Trek, but let's go, Birds. But yo, my dude GP, let's go. Appreciate you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. We just went through, recapped a little bit of the stuff going on. I'll continue to do that, but want to jump over here to these fan questions. And thank you so much to each of you who got these in. I opened it up to all subscribers this week. So those of you who got them in, I can't thank you enough. Let's start off here. And we got my man Drew over there in Germany. Feel horrible. He said he wanted to see it. He was going to try to take a nap and catch the show. And I know it's like 2:30, almost 3 a.m. over there in Germany, but appreciate you, bro. And whenever you watch this, I would love to hear from you. But so we started off talking about he watched film study. Somebody was bashing Hunt, needs a lot of work. No doubt. So do you think Howie will make another move at edge with Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith both being works in progress? So you saw the depth chart a second ago. You know what? I'll show you it again because look, the way it is, you've got Huff and you've got, oh, I guess I put it back in place now. Well, okay. So what the fuck? All right, dude. I'm really sorry, but this thing's pissing me off. So edge position, Josh Webb, Bryce Huff, they are the starters. So Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, Julian Aquara, Teron Jackson, Patrick Johnson. But you've also got guys like Brandon Smith, Terrell Lewis, and Zach Bond, who all provide you depth at that edge position. As I had mentioned, with that open depth spot, you can see no line through it. So really, you've got, about 12, 13 guys that can right now help you at edge. Huff was signed, Sweat going to play out his last year, but you've got Nolan. He needs to obviously be part of this rotation. Brandon Graham is back for his final season. And then Jalix Hunt. One of the things we talked about why I thought we could get him in the mid rounds, I thought he was a freak, former safety. He's got that skill set that really is going to translate into one of those edge guys. And maybe you could dabble with him in off ball, just a weapon, right? Just like an Isaiah Simmons we talked about in free agency. So obviously I was a huge fan of him in this offseason, but like I talked about, he's raw, like a lot of these kids coming out of college. But when you look at smaller schools like Houston Christian, you have to understand that that's just how football works. Like most of those kids, like 1 out of 10,000 is going to come out and be all pro first game. Most of these kids have to be developed. Like everybody told me Jalen Hurts could never develop. That's not how football works. And I kept trying to explain that no, that's literally how it works. So I don't know what the tape's saying. He's got like it's a bad thing that and I keep seeing nobody knows who he is. I know exactly who he is. That's why I had him as a top fit for the Eagles. But like I explained in that video, needs a little bit of work because, he's kind of that tweener, but he's got that athleticism and that skill set that's what you take a shot on. That's what the draft is all about, man, especially when you're loaded. And at edge, you get rid of Reddick, but we talked about, I would add in the draft, you do that 3rd round pick. I think he's a stud in the making, but you need Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham to be part of that rotation heavily until he's ready. But right there, that would give you 5 guys. 3 behind Huff and Sweat there, where 4 or 5 guy rotation is what you're going to get. And you could improve that. You could add another veteran. You don't like what you see here. There's so much that could happen to this team. And edge is always one of those positions, just like offensive line, where we're always looking to improve. So not to give away, as I had told you guys throughout the week, I'm going to be putting out a show this weekend breaking down the top available free agents and some trade candidates. I don't know if I'll do that in a separate show or how I'm going to do this, but want to talk about some of the possibilities, how to improve this roster, and that'll be one of those things. But I think Jalix Hunt, whatever, I see the bashing, I see nobody knows him, and I just think to myself, well, this is why they said Jalen Hurts could never develop. Knowing football would go a long way for these people that claim to know about football. But yeah, hey, it is what it is. But I think the kid, he's got a special future, Jalix Hunt, and I think Nolan Smith, clearly, and this is where it goes to show just how lacking in intelligence people are. Last year, we talked about it. I mean, I talked about it as soon as we drafted him. You're not going to see him much this year. He's got a lot of work to do. He's one of those projects that, you got to bulk up. You got to get him up to speed. This is a very complex defense. And I think that this is another case of that, but that, right? So I think you could definitely add to the edge position if you wanted to, if you think Nolan Smith's not ready, or you just want to have something in place, somebody to push him a little bit harder. But I like the addition so far. And just like every year, just because the draft happens does not mean we can't add more players. And I promise you, we will. So you're going to see these tryouts. You're going to see all kinds of stuff. We already added Mekhi Becton. So I'll keep you up to date with all that. I do promise, but I'll give you my thoughts on it before it happens. Now, up next, we've got Dank. How do you feel the season goes? Do we start off hot or take time to find the stride? Well, you've got new coordinators, bunch of new players. So I imagine we're going to see a lot of fans. Season's over. I hate the Eagles always have. Fire Howie, trade Hurts. I expect, even if we win, just like last year, even if you win the first few games, you're going to see a lot of whining. I think, people are going to be pissed that Quinyon Mitchell hasn't been named all-pro first team in week 1. You're going to see people, Cooper DeJean needs to be cut. Everybody sucks. I think you're going to see a lot of that. But I think you got to understand that this team, they're going to do all they can to get on the same page, but a lot of new pieces. Now, the great thing is with the offense, you're going to have to figure out guard and center and get everybody on the same page with the O-line. Everybody's kind of intact. You're adding Saquon Barkley to the mix. You still have Jalen Hurts, who continues to develop in a new system this year, but I think, I'm excited about this. So the offense, I think, is going to do really well. The defense is where give these kids a chance. Let's not, trade everyone, fire everyone week 1. Like, let's try not to do that this year. I just would love that if people could just not do that. But I think that it could take a couple of weeks till you're really clicking. But I've already said it. I think that Howie has the ammo to build us a Super Bowl team. And I told you, as soon as free agency was over, and then after that first day, of the draft, if we can go get some more studs to Gene, things like that, trade up, I really still feel that, not only a Super Bowl, but building a contender for years to come. Whether you want to say dynasty or not is up to you, but I really feel that way. So to me, I still feel Super Bowl is coming our way. And I'm also very aware, though, that it's a very long season and the Super Bowl is not won in week 1 or the preseason. So I think that's how it goes. But I've kind of just gotten used to it over the years, and I'll expect everyone to be right back in a couple of weeks once we're whooping everybody's ass. So I definitely see it coming again this year. But thank you, Dank, and thank you, Drew, again for the questions. And last but not least, we've got Liz here, and she started off with her thoughts as well. I know everyone wants JB gone, but I truly believe if CJ was here, things would have been a little different. There, I'm kind of confused what you mean. Would you be upset if they kept JB one more year? I'm not sure. Are you saying CJ Gardner-Johnson would have made? I don't know what he could have done. Last year, this defense was a complete shit show. A lot of our good players were not doing good, but Bradbury was not struggling due to the system. He was just kind of struggling. Now, at the same time, it is like an extension of because everything just sucked around him. And we talk about that, when you're not getting pass rush, like people are going to struggle, but people are calling for his head. They wanted to. And I've said it a million times. If he could get back to form, I'd love it. But I would look to add to this room. And, well, they did. And they added Quinyon Mitchell. And they also have Isaiah Rodgers coming back. And you got Zach McPherson coming back from injury. And Avonte Maddox was brought back. And Cooper DeJean was drafted as well, who's very versatile. So you've got a lot. And I know a lot of people love Kaylee Ringo, Eli Ricks, and clearly Darius Slay is still here. So a lot of competition at that position. So it's not really, I don't think, for me at least. I know what you mean. A lot of fans call for his head all the time. But for me, it's just that's how I do it. I always look at things from the intelligent perspective of how do we build this roster, right? That's how can I be like Howie? That's how I try to look at it. What would he do? And to me, younger guys are more important than older guys, even if it costs you a little bit of change, as we talked about the other day with Bradbury. But I think that if he can get back to form, he can find himself a place, and people talk about linebacker or safety. I don't know, but do whatever you can, man. And as you get older, you never know. A lot of these guys will switch positions, try things out. And hey, man, I'm all for giving him a shot, and he's going to get that shot because his decision won't be made until after post-June 1st. Cox and Kelsey are going to be those post-June 1st designations. Everybody else, you'll figure it out once you see him a little bit. But for me, I wouldn't be mad at it if he can earn a roster spot, but he's going to have to beat out all of those young guys that I just mentioned there. And I'm excited about a lot of these young guys. So we'll see what he brings to the table, but it's on him, man. He's got to get it together. So we'll see if he does, but I wouldn't be mad at it. Gotta get some sleep on my mentor. Hey, appreciate you taking the time, my friend. And if you rewatch it, love to hear from you. Appreciate you stopping in and taking the time, my friend. And have a great day at work when you do go back. Lucky enough to be at the NFC Championship game at the Vet Wilbur Alta. That is insane. That's what's up. See, and that's why I don't understand this new type of fan. I only root when we're winning. All those content creators, I'll only cheer. I'll attack all the players on social media unless You know, and it's like, all right, dude, that's weirdo shit. Because when I grew up, bro, obsessed. Like I wanted like the stories from my grandfather, from my dad. I mean, we're talking Connie Mack Stadium, not, you know, we're not just talking about the vet here. So my bloodline goes back. I mean, we've been bleeding green ever since the dawn of the Eagles. So that's just how it goes. The Yellow Jackets, even. So for me, you know, this is in my blood. And, you know, hearing those stories, getting to hear that stuff, I love that, man. I live for that stuff. You know, I own like all the little movies and things to show my kid and do exactly what my father and grandfather and brother did for me. And, you know, that's just teach what beautiful history it is and teach, you know, even through tough times, we bleed green. It's win, lose, or tie, bleed green until I die. And that doesn't change. I don't care if we're losing. I'm never attacking AJ Brown on social media. I'm never calling for Howie and Jalen Hurts. Everybody sucks. I'm never going to do that, bro. I will support my team. And if you're wearing green, you're on my team, baby. And you hear people offended. You hear dudes with small dicks. Oh, you're not on the team. Oh, and it's like, dog, neither are you. Go cry in a corner. Have your Zima somewhere else. No one cares. Some of us truly love our birds. And I understand if that's not you, you flip-flap, you pick a different team every year. I get it. Those people don't understand what we diehards and sickos feel for the Eagles and how much, you know, we dedicate our time and emotion to that team. So that's okay if they don't understand what being a real fan is, and that's fine. That's what we're here to teach them and show them what it looks like. So, you know, and the worst part for them is I'm more educated than them. So it's always, you know, I hate everything. And it's like, well, that's cool, dude. It's because you have no clue what's going on, man. Do you ever think about putting the drugs down, shutting the fuck up and learning? Wild idea. I don't know, man, but those Zimas, they'll get them. And hey, mentally weak, I can't help them. But my man Lil back again. Appreciate you, bro. And you know, Howie's never done cooking. I always have to laugh, you know, throughout the off seasons. People sleeping on the wrong one. Oh man, yeah, development is real, my friend. I try to teach them. Yeah, and you guys know I destroyed that narrative last year, and we just talked about that obviously the other day. But yeah, people watch stats and they don't understand what a nose tackle is. But that's why this will be the 4th year teaching people what this defense is, and they'll keep telling me, you know, oh, we're changing defense. No, we're not. We're not. I promise you. But that just goes to show. It's like, man, if you would just listen to people, and I don't want to force anyone to listen to me, but it's like, dog, imagine if they did. Imagine if all of our fans knew 7 of our 9 draft picks and 2 of our undrafted free agents. Imagine if they all knew the cap space and who was on the team, how a defense works, how anything works in football, rather than following guys that, you know, played badminton in college. Oh, I'm a professional soccer, but like never picked up a football in their lives, and they're experts. And I'm not saying you had to have played football to be an expert. Just saying, you know, if I'm in a plane, dog, I want to make sure my pilot has flown a plane before. You know, and this dude, you know, we've got dudes flying the plane for Eagles media. Shit, not only have they never flown a plane, but they've never even read the manual, dog. They're just getting in the cockpit and flying it all around, dude. Woo! Right in our faces. So thanks for that. But yo, my man Dylan, appreciate you, brother. All the way from Idaho. Let's go. Appreciate you, my friend. And yeah, man, him and Malata were there, and appreciate you tuning in. If you envisions either Smith, Bonner, Hunt, roll. Yeah, man, that's what I was just showing you there. That role that I talked about right when we signed them, playing edge, and yes, they will envision them playing the positions they play. They don't have to, but they will play their positions here on the Eagles. Oh no, I wouldn't bring him in. He is terrible. He looked like trash last year, completely burnt. I would definitely pass on that. But you know, there's definitely, I would take an Eddie Jackson over him. I know a lot of people want Justin Simmons too, but anything. But let's go. Appreciate you tuning in, Nina. And I know you're always a sicko, always tuning in, and I always love to hear from you, whether you're watching it live or watching it later. So hell, you watch the beginning again, I'd love to hear from you again. But I hope you and the family are having a great Friday. Appreciate you taking the time. All we did was recap everything, and you've caught most of the shows this week. I feel like I've seen you in here, so truly appreciate that. But anything you missed, would love to hear from you. We just talked about jersey numbers and who's what, the tryouts, undrafted kids, and there's 20 freaking tryouts. I'll show you that list if I can find it. Here we go. So here are the 20 tryouts. So 10 more than we knew. And yeah, man, if any of these guys get signed, I will talk about that stuff. And these were the undrafted free agent signings. Lakin down there at the bottom, he is exempt. So talked about LaRaven Clark being on IR. The Eagles have 2 open roster spots. They want to sign any of these rookie minicamp guys. They want to trade for somebody, sign someone out of the free agent pool. Anything they want, it is available. But appreciate you taking the time. And yeah, man, and that's the thing. Each loss we had last year, what did I do? I broke down why they were losing, how they needed to fix it. I mean, I could be like every other content creator and just say what Dan Cilio says. Everybody sucks. Trade Jalen Hurts. Howie Roseman sucks. Everybody, remember just like a week or two before the draft, Howie sucks. We don't. It's like, all right, dude, you'll be on board soon enough. And here they are. But it's like, I try to find the context as to why things are bad and then relay that rather than I'm only rooting if they win. Like I'm a Cowboys fan. Like, nah, dog. Never in my life has it ever been that way. We could be 0 and now 17 and I'm still bleeding green, baby. It's just not, I'm not like these new fans. I can't do it, bro. And I know that's why those people have 20,000, 50,000 subscribers, because they're always turning their back on the Eagles, always flip-flopping. And I know that's what most Eagles fans love. And I mean, clearly, but it's like, not me, man. And I know you sickos are sick and tired of it. And there's only a few of us, man. Only a few diehard Eagles fans left out here. And that's sad as shit because we are truly the best fan base in the world. And now we're being tainted because we won the Super Bowl. So now you get all these new fans. And it's like, oh, God, man. It's bad out there. And they're all content creators, too. So it's like, I just always wait for them to finally start repeating me because it's like, please, God, make this stop. Because then I got to be the one to deal with it. Oh, well, Dick Garrison told me that. And it's like, I don't care what they told you. They have no clue how anything works. I promise you. I've seen it throughout the years, and I don't blame them for taking my content. I really would too. I would stop looking so lost, dude. Hey, you ever thought about, but I just feel like, to me, that would go a long way for some of these people. And I get it. Like, if you like to drink or you like to, smoke crack or shoot air, whatever, I'm not here to judge you. Do whatever makes you happy. I'm just saying that's false happiness. And that's why they're always miserable, because they watch these games pounding their 2 Zimas, and then they're blackout drunk and they're freaking out. And it's like, dog, you ever think about growing a pair of balls? Like, holy that is not how I grew up, man. Like, I was taught to fight, bro. And I think I'd be dead if I wouldn't have fought while in the hospital that month. And I try to think about that. Like, man, if I would still been drinking, there would have been no hope for me, man. And that really breaks my heart to see people, always so angry and hate the Eagles. And it's like, for me, the Eagles are my escape. Like, I was on my deathbed. I wanted the Eagles. And why I started on the road to victory was because I couldn't take the negativity and the morons that had no clue. And it's like, dog, I mean, like, if there's something to be mad about, we could figure out what it is and talk about it, and we'll be mad together. There's a difference, and you always get the dumbasses, oh, only real fans trash Eagles every game. It's like, no, only morons do that. See, you guys did that with Jalen Hurts every game for a couple years as I was in the stadium, and every time all of the fans would get loud and boo him, I would get louder than the effing entire stadium, baby. Like, I would shut people up. Let's effing go. Like, they don't understand football. So they're just angry and reek like shit and just drinking all day. And it's like, dog, please go cry in a corner somewhere else. No one cares, man. We want to talk about football. We want to enjoy this. Like, I paid hard-earned money to be blackout and whine like a bitch. It's like, well, I paid hard-earned money to not. Okay, like, I came here to enjoy the Eagles. That's what I want to watch. Not hear you, bringing your family issues and putting them on the Eagles. Like, dog, that's weird. But to each their own. For you sickos that enjoy, everything Eagles and love your Eagles, and dog, when they're down, we're down together. When we're up together. That's how it goes. And my entire childhood was us down. So I grew up in the fire. I think that's why it's easy for me. Like, okay, but we've been pretty damn good in my teenage years. And then, of course, now the past 10 years, we've really been rocking. So let them hate. I'll continue to educate. But glad I can make you laugh. I'm sorry I get so worked up about those people, but it's embarrassing. They're considering that 18th game. Oh, yeah, dude. They're always looking to add stuff to, player safety. this is what they're looking for. And I know you know that, Joe. I know you do. But look, more football is always fine with me. But I also, we'll get rid of preseason. That's, yeah, dog, but our starters aren't playing in preseason. Like, oh, that's a long, long time. So you're looking at the roster, I think the only spot I could take is the top guy. Well, no, as I said earlier, I will make that video tomorrow. I'm hoping to get it out, and I will break down all those positions. Not going to give it away here, Brandon, but I appreciate you asking the question. There are some positions if you want to add to. I mean, I've mentioned them. We talked about tight end, wide receiver, edge. You want to add another safety. There are a lot of positions you could consider. But the one thing for me, you have the money. You want to give an extension to Milton Williams, and you don't even really need cap space for that. I'm just saying you have enough money to be able to sit back and anything happens within the season. Do whatever you want. You want to trade for somebody. Okay. You want to roll over some of that money because next year you need this or that. You don't have to spend this money. And this is why it would be so key for the people that talk about the cap to have just a basic understanding, but it's always overreact, right? So it's either we have no money, and you heard the dumbasses trying to tell me we wouldn't have cap, we would never have over 20 mil, and we're still at like 28 mil, just to let you know. But yeah, I try to help them, and then it's always, oh, we have too much cap. And I'm not at all saying that's what you're saying, Brandon, but it's like, we have this money so we can do whatever the hell we want, So to me, you want to add another safety, help these young guys, and really stick Cooper DeJean at corner for now, perfectly fine with that. You want to, add a wide receiver to compete with the 4 we already added and the 6 undrafted. Okay. Tight end would be somewhere, obviously, I've talked about over and over again. Still look to add there. That's all going to be part of the show tomorrow. So you guys that want to know that stuff, tune in, because I'll be breaking down the best available free agents. And what I do is I go through each team's depth chart and I look at, okay, they drafted this guy, they signed this guy. Is this guy now expendable? So I'll look at every single effing depth chart in the NFL. We'll talk about who I think could be trade bait, and I'll give you all I think you Eagles could do to, improve this roster more if they want. To me, I still feel you're in a good place. But again, this is where you get the morons from the media getting people worked. Oh, you have to build your roster before free agency. Oh, and then after free, oh, well, we don't have this. It's like, well, the draft's coming. And then after the draft, well, we don't. It's like, dog, the season doesn't start for a few months. Like, let's just, again, put them Zimas down and try to figure out what's going on in life. And I know you guys get it. And that's what's so funny to me. Like, I, for years, thought, like, holy shit, there's no way every Eagles fan is a complete moron. Like, there's no way that we have no diehards left, because everyone I was encountering online was a dumb bitch. Like, sorry for my language, but that's really how it was. It was like, oh my God, dude, just the amount of vitriol I got for, Nick Foles is going to win the Super Bowl. Oh, you don't know football. And it just every year just destroying these people and, telling them who we're going to draft, who we're going to sign, who we're going to trade for, explaining how this defense works. And they're always just wrong. It's like, that's got to be tough on them. I don't imagine, but all of those sites, all of those other content creators, they get way more views and subscribers. So it kind of is telling as to where this fan base has gone. And it's really sad to me. But at the same time, it's like, I don't care. I found you guys that are watching right now, you sickos, real diehards, and we may be few, but we are going to outshine all of them, because it's pretty impossible to ignore me at this point. Like, all the media people, I tag them and everything. Like, hey, did any of your guys call 7 out of 9 of our draft picks? Just want to know, did anybody go 5 years in a row? I know you guys are trying to say 6, but look, I guess we did get the 6 year in a row with the guy, but you get it. But dude, to me, it's too funny, but they can ignore the truth all they want, but it's coming for them, dude. Look at all the media and content creators. Look at all the people that now know the cap. Ding, ding, ding. Understand the deal. Remember how many content creators also, oh, we got Hassan Reddick. We have a middle linebacker now. I've tried. This is the 4th year in a row trying to teach people what this defense is, what an edge is, like, just to get them to understand that what position our players play. Like, holy shit, am I teaching? And my kid knows way more than that. Like, when he was 5, maybe, like, this is what a position is. And when you're in multiple scheme, it's not just defensive end. That's why I call it edge, because it could be an outside linebacker / defensive end. You talk about all these different roles within the multiple schemes. That's why I show you those different depth charts so you understand it. Because I see people in the media trying to make depth charts, and it's like, oh my God, like, what are we doing here? This is year 4 of running this defense. I don't know, man. Nia Smith can catch it, and I like him a lot. That's why I had him as a top fit. And the same goes for Johnny Wilson. He has some drop issues, but his upside is way too high not to take him in the 6th round. And oh yeah, man, it's bad, man. And that's why I created On the Road to Victory. So we don't have to listen to those people. And they come in here all the time and they always disappear because I can't imagine how they feel, because they go hard. I mean, people send me death threats all the time. They're losing their minds. And it's like, all right, dude, I'm just trying to help you understand how the cap actually works. You don't know. Draft picks cost $10 million. Like, I'm doing the math for you there, little buddy. And I'm trying to teach you for free how it works. And they get irate that I don't follow morons in the media. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I prefer facts, and that's just always how I will be. And I get it. This is the age of misinformation, and everybody loves to be lied to and fake news, and they really get off on that stuff. But for me, I actually hate it, like, with a passion. Like, I hate it. I hate what it's done to all the sheep in the world who, obsess over these old balls weirdos and please tell me what to do, sir. And it's like, I'm good on all that, dog. And I've always been that way. I'm a free spirit, man. That's just, yeah, man, they don't understand that multiple schemes, when you're playing that vanilla look where you try to confuse and you disguise your defense by running the same things and showing the same looks while doing so many different things and rotating so many different ways within those same looks. And well, I mean, this will be year 4, and I already made one with the old players. Now we got all the new players, and I'm going to make another one next week. So they'll ignore it again, and I'll post it on all of their things as they get things wrong, and I'll try to teach them, and they'll continue to ignore me, and we'll continue to look like one of the dumbest fan bases in the world. And I hate that, man. I hate that they make us look so stupid. It's like, not all of us are like this, I promise you. A lot of us actually love our Eagles and actually will go to war for our birds. And I just don't like what the new fans have. And that's fine, man. Let them, dude. We diehards. We'll show them how it's done, man. And it's tough. You got your G-Rocks or whatever, and you got all these people that, they're only fans when you're winning. And those are the face of the Eagles. And it's like, it's embarrassing, dude. Like, these people don't know anything about football. They whine all the time. And then we're left with all the fans doing it. So if you guys could do me a favor, let's spread the good word this sicko season. Let's overtake all of the negativity and all of the dumb. Let's show them. I mean, is there really another content creator? Is there really anyone in the media who had 7 of the 9 picks, 2 undrafted guys? So that's 9 out of like those 15 if there's anybody, I always ask this every year when it comes to the draft stuff, cap stuff. I mean, if they're really experts, just show me their work. That's all I've ever asked. And nobody ever shows me anything because, well, it's not out there. It's not out there. But yes, Brandon, my man, truly cannot wait to see how the Godfather of the Stevens. Yeah, exactly, man. And, we've been running this same exact style, where obviously we've talked about each year what difference, they're bringing Gannon for those couple of years, trying to explain how it's Fangio-esque because he learned, from Eberfluss. And then you talk about Desai, who, okay, well, he's learning and it's so many different nuances to all the things these other people do. But we talk about Vic Fangio as the actual, as we like to call him, godfather of this defense. So all the things I've been saying these past 3 years, and now, well, even this 4th year here a few months ago, when we talked about it, it all still rings true. All those things those people were trying to do, you're going to see it done because you've got the guy. And you're going to see still people confused about who plays what position. I'll continue to make shows for the 4th year in a row, trying to get them to understand how it works. But yeah, that video will be coming next week. I'm going to do my best to get that together throughout all the madness and show you guys how this stuff works. Again, if you don't want to wait, you can go back, look at the older players. Now, what I do is show you, where these new players fit in and how it works in different structures and different schemes we're running. So I'm excited about it. For those of you who enjoy that show every year, I appreciate you guys. And I'm glad so many of you have been commenting, looking forward to it. I'm not a typical Eagles fan because I here. Yeah, man. I'm definitely not like people that and so Joe, that's why we get along, man. You know me, man. I stick to the facts, and that's why I rub people wrong. And I've told you, man, ever since I predicted my first year that we'd win the Super Bowl, Nick Foles, and broke down how it would happen, I've had nothing but hate. People hate me for, obviously my support over all the years. Everybody wanted to fire Howie and trade Jalen Hurts while they were talking about Kirk Cousins and Jimmy G. I sat here and told you Howie would develop, be better than Josh Allen, and try to explain all this stuff into detail for people. And instead of listening, they just whine, and it never gets them anywhere, because if they would just they would learn so much, man. It's unfortunate, but hey, man, we're not your typical fans. We're diehards. We're sickos. If they want to see what is really going on, go, yo, Brandon, I really appreciate that, my friend. And you guys telling me these stories, and just that stuff means more than you could ever know. Like I told you guys last week how my pop was apparently at some car dealership telling this guy about how his grandson, he knows everything about the Eagles. He's like an encyclopedia. And this guy's like, yeah, well, does he know the cap? And that's awesome, because my pop was just like, he's a genius. And I was like, well, Pop, wouldn't go that far, but I do appreciate you. And I want to give a big shout out to my pop, James Charles Levin. He is the man. And if it weren't for he and my grandmother, Patricia, beautiful woman, those two, when I was a child, they told me they would give me $10 every time I got a 100 on a spelling test. Their mistake. Never got a spelling word wrong. So, unfortunately for them, they had to pay out all the way through, and then they stopped after middle school, but I continued just to destroy. And you guys know I'm a real weirdo with words and numbers and stuff, but it's all because of them. They made me like attentive, like, I'm going to know how to spell this. I'm going to know how to say this. And it's really cool that, so big shout out to my pop, but it's really cool that you guys are out there spreading the word. That means the world to me, that you're letting people know there is somebody that knows how the cap works. There is someone who knew Jalix Hunt and broke him down. There is all these videos of proof. I don't know what else they need. And you always get people, F you never did that. And it's like, well, dude, it's on my YouTube. And they're like, well, then you find it. It's like, yeah, let me take the douche out of your ass and go take it and magical wand it, and then I'll go find the video for you. Dog, you understand I put out 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, 4, 5 videos a day. All you got to do is type it in, you lazy little shits, and you'll find those videos. Jimmy Smith, on the road to victory, whatever your type. Dude, I put in tags, whatever you're looking for, you'll find it. And you go to Google, I'm taking over, man. Like, you type in Eagle stuff that you need valuable information, I'm at the top of it. And that is awesome. Like, I'm at the top of Google, like top video on like so many cap things and draft things. I'm like, may not have the most views, but we got the most information. And that's what truly matters, getting the truth out there. And every year, I get to sit back and just laugh at these people like, oh, what was that about the cap? Oh, we're not drafting that guy. And they don't ever come back. So, hey, but dude, Brandon, I truly appreciate the support and the kind words, my friend. And hey, appreciate that, man. And that's what we're here to do. We're all here to learn together, enjoy our birds, and we can be pissed about our birds together too, whatever it needs to be. But we're going to find that light at the end of the tunnel, no matter what it takes. And man, and I've tried to show them, bro. I have been trying, and they can ignore me all they want, but they're all going to be repeating me very, very soon. I promise you that. And a big shout out to my pops, and let's effing go. But Grandma and Pop they're true gems, and they watch this show sometimes, which big shout out to my mother, best mother in the world. She got them hooked up with YouTube accounts, and now I'll see like their comments every once in a while, and truly melts my heart. Actually, they comment more than anybody else in my family. Like my mom, my grandma, my pop, they are some of the most dedicated to this channel. And that's awesome, dude, because I see so many of my other family members. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I don't think I've ever yawned on this show, and I just did because I am beat. But I don't think any of these people watch. And I always feel so bad. They'll like text me or message me, and I just ignore it because it's like, damn, dog, you could just watch the show and you just like old times, you'd be the smartest Eagles fan ever. Just listen to what I say. But hey, a lot of them got upset during that Nick Foles time, everybody was, kind of with Carson Wentz, and I just was kind of trying to teach him how football works. And it was like, hey, man, Nick Foles can come in. And, after that happened, a lot of people got offended, and, people hold it against me. And then it was fire Howie, and I didn't agree with that. And then Jalen Hurts. And so everybody's really mad at me that, like, I just won't follow the stupid shit. And it's like, dog, I'm not. And I always tell people this. I am not arguing with you to, like, argue, because I'm not arguing. I'm giving you facts. They are the one arguing. And it's like, I'm not going to argue with facts. I can't, dude. Did Jalen Hurts develop? Should Howie Roseman be fired? Did Nick Foles win the Super Bowl? I mean, did we trade for DeAndre Swift, AJ Brown, Hassan Reddick? Did all these things I talk about before they happened, right? I mean, I'm not just being a jerk and telling you, like, made up shit, right? Like, I'm not tripping. Oh, I just wanted to make sure. It's crazy to me. It really just, like, at this point, I'm like, all right, man, I know I'm supposed to pretend I don't do all these things and get more right than everyone. It's like, well, dude, I should be given the credit for all that I do, because other people are like, I got one pick right one year and I posted about 36 people a day. Oh, I talked about this person. Like, you ever watch mine? I make one show about each position. We talk one time about who the Eagles are going to take, and I got 7 out of 9. Yeah, you show me anybody. Anybody. I don't even care. If they made 36 posts a day, they still didn't get 7 out of 9. That's insane to me. Like, that's insane. So I appreciate that. And look, I do this for you guys because you sickos keep coming back. You die hard. So F them, man. Let them keep stealing my shit. Let them keep whining. They're all going to be little Jimmies. Let's start calling them that. The little Jimmies out there that, throw some Jimmies on it, dude. That's what they do. They just take my shit and they throw it on their work, and boom, all of a sudden they know football. And I see it. Like, I literally see you other content creators. I know you're watching because your words look like mine. Like, all of a sudden, how the cap works. And it's so funny to me because I'm like, dog, all I got to do is tell them where you're getting it. That's all I ever ask. I don't need an HJ. I don't need money. I don't need anything, dog. I need to work for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I need people to stop hindering that. All I ask, I know everybody is entitled and gets a free ride in life. I have nothing but hard times. I would just like a fair effing shot. That's all I ask, man. All I ask. But yeah, dude. And I remember how much hate I got, even just like a year ago, even. And it was, and thank God, thank everyone for, hating on him. Because of that, I was able to meet him and then meet up with him again. And each time I got to tell him, hey, man, screw these morons. I got your back, dog. I'm teaching these people how the cap works, how this stuff works. And so the next time I get to see him, I'm going to tell him, hey, man, what did I tell you last time? We'll get all these dumbasses on board soon enough. And I know he's going to love it because I saw him flip out right after I saw him. And I'm telling you, that was less than a week after I got to see him again. I think I got him fired up, dude, because I told him these dudes are inbred morons, man. Don't let them shit on you. And not even a week later, you saw that kid like, you owe us Howie, or whatever it was. And Howie just went off on him, dude. And it was awesome. It's like, that's the Howie I need. I need dark Howie. And if I'm the one that brought it out of him, so be it. And I'm all about it. Maybe he is my long lost twin. I don't know how you guys think I look like him, but maybe it's this old bad boy. But dude, I'm glad he's been listening. I'm glad he's been getting that fire inside, because that's what I want to spread. I want to spread not only positivity, but intelligence. And I want to spread a little bit of that green. So that's the goal, man. And when I work for the Eagles, I'm not going anywhere. This channel is going to blow up because it's going to be dedicated to the ins and outs of what people actually should be learning about, and not these weirdos that just make stuff up every day. That's my goal. You guys keep helping me build this thing, and we'll get there together, man. While Dairy and the drivers come back and report the BS, that 6 was pushing. Oh, 610 was horrible, man. Starting crap for ratings. Yeah, man, I never, ever. The only time I ever have to endure that is when I go visit my brother, and he loves listening to that stuff on the way to games, at the games, on the way back from the games. And the hosts, the people calling in, it's like, oh my God. So that's my goal, to change that, to give people an alternative. And I know that every channel out there is like that. Everybody loves that stuff, and I get it. I don't. So if you're one of those people that actually just likes talking about real shit, welcome and thank you, because we got to keep growing this thing and stand up to them, because we're over 3,000 strong now, but we got to keep building, man. We got to stand up to the lies and the hatred, because what they do is they hijack our team. Oh, I hate the Eagles. Trade hurts. Everybody sucks. You see all those D-bags that are wannabe media people now, these content creators. All these kids are literally talking so much shit about the Eagles. And not just dudes. There's women too. They just hate the Eagles all the time. And then you see them, and already you're seeing they got pictures with the Eagles. They're at the, the training camps. I'm the biggest Eagles fan. It's like, dog, didn't you just say Jalen Hurts needs to be traded last year? Don't you guys talk shit nonstop about the Eagles until they're winning? Like, don't people want people that like the Eagles? I know it's crazy, but to me, that's my pitch for Howie. I'm going to say, let's get people excited here. And for the dummies out there that, those ones that want to, always hinder what we're trying to enjoy, we're just going to snuff them out, dude. And that's what we do. We just grow this bad boy when I'm working for the Eagles, and then they can cry in a corner somewhere because they've tried to stop me all with all their powers combined, but you're not going to stop the truth. You're not going to stop Jimmy effing Smith. I promise you, dude. So just accept what's coming, dude. And, and look, and they do. And, that's the consensus around not only just, America, but the world. And we're known as, like dumb or drunk. And it's like, I hate it, bro. Not all of us are mentally weak. And, it drives me insane. It's like, I used to drink, I used to do drugs, and I used to have a good time, but it's like, now I'm over 30. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm not a partier anymore. I'm locked in. And for those of you who are locked in, and that's what I mean, I'm not here for who's got the prettiest hat and the prettiest shoes that match, and my green shoes and my green underwear. And I'm not here to do that. I'm not trying to get the most likes on Facebook because, I trash Eagles players on social media. Like, that's not what I'm here for, dude. I don't care if that's what people love, whining and being drunk and whining like a bitch. That's just not in me. And I always look forward to those little bitches always coming back and becoming the biggest Eagles fans ever. All those content creators, they're now all Eagles fans again, aren't they? After they're, attacking all of our players, everybody sucks, and now biggest Eagles. That's crazy, man. It's crazy how it literally happens, and I always map out when and how it will. But I told you right after the draft, expect them to be back. My man Tate, let's go Birds. Appreciate you, bro. I always said he wants plenty of comments. Oh, yeah, that is what we do each year, and that is why we sign. I know a lot of guys ask, why do you have depth? Why don't you just have an all-pro at every position and just keep starters? That's just not how it works. I don't know who is teaching people that, or Madden or what, but yeah, you got to have depth, man. There's 90 players in the offseason, just how it goes. And we got a lot of people trying out right now. So a lot of competition here. That's what we like to see. Talk the most shit, I swear. Oh, they don't, man. And yeah, they don't know anything about anything. And, I saw someone today. They're like, there's not one person who knew who Jalen Hunt was before the draft. And like, I literally have a fucking video breaking down why the Eagles should draft him. Like, ooh, and that's the thing. They just really feel that everyone should be stupid. And it's like, I don't, you say that every time, but the whole deal was when I built this, that is the goal here. So I'm not going to just quit and stop what I'm building when I finally get to the pinnacle. That would be insane to not reap the benefits of it. So no, I am not going to stop what I'm doing when I finally get to where I'm going. That is the complete opposite. It's going to get insane, because if I have real equipment, I have real information that I can get before anybody else. Like, I do this shit with somehow before, and these people have this info, but they somehow don't know how to do this stuff. I don't know. It's weird to me, but just imagine, open the doors, baby. I told you guys when I was watching Unscripted yesterday, I kept repeating it. I need to be in that room. I should be in that room. There's no, like, every time I heard one of the players I already talked about, like, yeah, I would have been in there saying those 7 players I had right there. And we drafted 7 of them. So, when Howie and I finally get to chat and talk about how I've just consistently done this every year, whether it's the draft picks, the trades, the free agents, how the cap works, I want him to see that there's someone out here that actually knows how to do all of it. And in one person, like at one time, creating all the graphics, producing all the shows, trying to keep up with all of you on every single social media platform, posting all this stuff on every like one man gang, baby. And I want him to see, dude, it's very possible, but give me some ammo and just imagine what is possible. Just imagine. So I hope you guys don't go anywhere when I make it to the Eagles. Please don't forget me. Do not leave, because things are going to go pretty wildly once that happens. So don't be going anywhere, Joe. Stick around when I make it, because I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. But, dude, as I say every time, you guys, if you want, you're coming with me. So we're going to build this bad boy. We're going to be, dude, changing the game. That was the mission from day one. Change the game. And it's happened. You already see people talking about the cap. You see people finally having to learn how the defense works. So, I mean, it is what it is. And you're right, man. If you're here, you are stuck with me. So, if you're a true sicko, then you will be here. But if you guys want to leave when I make it, all on you. But for those of you who want to join me, take my hand and let's go up, baby. I care about it, but sometimes she hears you when I'm watching and be like, too funny, too effing funny. And I get some people, like Chelsea's mom will sometimes watch up. She's like, oh, I saw you. And like, she watches briefly. She's from Jersey, actually grew up a Jets fan. So she had a fun time with me last year. But, you know, it's just fun. It's so cool to me that people, like, if I'm really that, and I'm sorry if it's due to, you know, they're scared or maybe I'm too loud. So I do apologize. But if they enjoy it, good. And I know Drew, his kids, I know he probably doesn't get to watch it all the time in the day, but they like to go birds at the end. And that means the world to me. It really does. But, well, you guys are stuck with me if you want. But again, that's all on you guys. What you want to do. You know me. Oh, I don't go anywhere. And that's, you know, I know a lot of people, you know, you're too busy watching Dan Sileo, or, you know, a lot of people say they don't have time. I got time for the Eagles every single day of my life. So if you're a true sicko, you'll find me here every day. And look, you're always going to be stuck with me, because that's to the grave. And I have held true to it ever since I got out of that hospital bed. So, I mean, you get daily videos every day. I understand, you know, and look, I work a job, then I go to another job, then I come home and I've got a family, I've got a dog, and then I, you know, create all these graphics, produce these shows. And so I always hear excuses, people like, oh, I can't this. It's all your choice, man. If you guys want to come along for the ride, you are more than welcome. If you can't make it, you're too busy with ESP or whatever, I totally get it, man. Totally get it. But for you sickos, let's ride to the top. I'm telling you, man, let them keep sleeping, dude, because what's awesome is they can deny me, ignore it, do whatever they need to get by, but I'm still going to smoke them each and every year. So, hold on, we're missing. I got to get rolling out here, ladies and gentlemen, but it has been nothing short of a fantastic Fan Friday, as you always do. And that's what I'm talking about. You sickos who tune in, who want to take that ride to the top. The reason you're coming with me is because you keep showing up. You keep showing out. You're hitting the like button. You're subscribing. You're sharing stuff. You're throwing in super chats. You guys are nuts, man. The support, and as I've said from day one, you true sickos that support me, oh, you will be reimbursed tenfold. And some of you have already been able to take to games, take to open practices, do things for. And again, I don't have much here, guys. I'm working on very little. Trust me, I would love to get new equipment and all kinds of stuff. I would love to just have time to finish this room, to do, dude, I got shit hanging. I've got this door hanging off. Dude, there's so much. I get closer and closer each day to finally getting to where I want. And it's just insane. But you guys keep showing up. We're going to make it. I promise you, man, because I don't ever give up, man. And it's just not in my blood. So those of you who are diehards know exactly how that is, because, well, we watched our Eagles growing up and we know what tough times are. But I love each and every one of you sickos. But oh, yeah, you must have been, because I only saw 3 in there when the show was already out and live. So, yeah, if you posted it while I was live, or, you know, after I had already posted when I was going live, I did not see that. I only do it for when I'm leading up. But yeah, next Friday, don't miss out on that, guys. I am here every Friday. Obviously, the week before last, we had the draft stuff and all that, but or last week, whatever. But I'm running on fumes, yawning again, and I need to go eat. I need to hang out with the fam and rest up a little bit. Oh, my God. I got to wake up at 4:30 tomorrow. I don't know why I keep accepting these really early Saturday mornings, but I'm getting paid $40 an hour. That's why. You know what I mean? So I was like, wait, what? You're going to pay me how much? I was like, yeah, I'll be there. I will be there because it's going to be super early and it's going to really suck tomorrow. So I was one of the first people. I was like, I'll be there. I heard that and I was like, yeah, I could use it. Got the 10-year anniversary coming up with Chelsea. And if I'm ever going to buy that beautiful woman a ring, I'm going to have to start saving here. So, crazy times. But you guys, I love you. Got to get rolling out here. If you guys are watching this later or you think of something later, you're watching now, you want to comment down below. You know I'm always down to talk some birds. Always love to hear from you. Whenever the hell supposedly we're going to be there, hopefully by 5:36. Supposed to be done by around noon. I need to get home, work on this damn free agent show with the trades, and gonna be a lot of work, but I'm gonna get it in for you, and we're gonna break that down tomorrow. So anyway, we can improve the roster. I'll bring you a little position strength ranking, so where I feel we're the strongest, where we don't need to look, all that great stuff you need to know. But for those of you who are tuning in right now or later, whenever it may be, thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for commenting, for subscribing, sharing all the things I mentioned. Your support means the world, and I cannot do this without each and every one of you sickos. So if you need me before next time, you can always reach out. Some of you do, and I cannot thank you enough. Building these friendships truly means the world to me. You guys just need a friend. You're going through something, whatever it may be. Always here for you guys. Always willing to talk birds or life, whatever it may be. I love each and every one of you. Thank you again for tuning in and all of the support. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!